This was turn 7, July 1939. Typically the start of the war, and I decided to get some of this kicked off this turn. It was a bit of an interesting turn, so I'll do a few things here. The we sent we successfully got a recruitment roll here after we took over Madrid. That was a really brutal round of rolling, and they managed to keep their 2 tanks, and that's it. So it's 2 tanks and an infantry and a militia versus 4 infantry. And yeah, it could be a lot of chasing units around. We'll see. The infantry defend really good, but they don't attack too well, so that's been part of their problem. We'll see what happens out of that. But so far, it's looking. I don't know, man. It could go either way. Russia didn't lend lease anything there, and the Republicans failed their recruitment roll. It was a weird switch. All right. Now, the Germans got a little bit busy here. The Germans attacked Switzerland and took it. They have a mountain, 5 infantry, 3 medium tanks, 2 motorized infantry, 2 artillery left behind. And they also took Belgium, and they still have 4 infantry, 2 tanks, 2 motorized infantry, and 2 artillery. They built 2 tanks in Western and Bohemia, or Bavaria, sorry. 2 each there. The Germans also took West Poland. They attacked from here. They attacked a ship, a Polish ship with that, and they took one guy across with a bombard that failed to hit. They also attacked with 2 infantry and artillery out of East Prussia, and this is what remains. And then everything out of Slovakia came in and attacked this. There was a fighter involved in each of those, but they've flown over to here. So that was 3 neutrals that the Germans attacked. So for each of those neutrals, France and Britain both got 2d12 to roll. And Britain only needed to get 9, and they successfully got more than triple 9. So they went up to their full income of 25. And the French needed 8, and they got that as well. So they both went up to full wartime income, but the Germans didn't declare war on them. So France had a bit of a, let me zoom that in a little bit here. France had a little bit of a quandary, and so did Britain, by declaring war on the Germans. They were able to move 2 units across this narrow crossing. So they moved an artillery and an infantry. They loaded 4 infantry out of Picardy into these 2 British transports. Then they just shifted built a bunch of stuff and shifted some stuff back and forth and filled up Picardy and Alsace-Lorraine, because they will have to be hit. And they left a few troops here in here. They also flew a fighter and a medium bomber out of there. So they more than made up for the -8 that they gave the Americans. I believe the Americans get a -8 because they attacked a neutral. Let me double check that here. Neutral minor, so they did not go down -8. Never mind. All right. 11 and one up to 17 then. All right. I stand corrected. So they did declare war. They made it easier for the French or the Germans to take over. They'll probably take less losses, but they managed to save a whole pile of units. They also allowed the British to declare war, which means that Australia and FEC both went to full income. So we'll see what happens next turn. The declaration of war happened after the German turn, so none of the subs got used and nothing was in range to attack said subs. So we shall see what happens next turn. So yeah, that was quite the change. What else happened? The pact was signed with Russia. So Russia went in and they walked into Latvia and Estonia. And then they also attacked Karelia in Finland and took that. So they went up a buck from that. Russia also attacked Iran. And they walked into this one and they attacked this one here. And they now have this one as well. So they've gone up $2 an increase. And Russia went crazy and they also attacked Mongolia in this location from these three places here. So they gained an extra $1 from that. And they had lend-leased an artillery to the communists in China. Now, China's a little bit different. There was a big mass attack. These planes couldn't land back in Korea, so they landed here. The KMT have decided to start turtling, so they're finding mountain locations that are worth money and stacking them up. These Marines got scooped and amphibiously assaulted. These motorized infantry drove in. And yeah, that was taken handily with a couple of aircraft as well from the fleet. So that's where that sits. China's getting pretty much beat down. These guys only got 2 places left. And yeah, these guys are down to $3 as well. They're both getting their bonuses from Yunnan and having a place there, but it's pretty tight. So that's the major battles that happened. There's a couple, like, reinforcements of units here and there by the FEC and building of infantry over here. So nothing crazy. Japan still hasn't built any fleet. They've been spending all their money on units. All right, so let's take a look at this income tracker because it's drastically changed. So this is the first turn that people could roll for income increases. Italy's already at full income. CCP makes nothing. KMT's down to 3. These are the 3 additional Russian ones because they're rolling up to 46 on their home territories. And these are extra income on top of that. So Russia collected 18, 21, plus their bonus for the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. So they made $24 this turn. And yeah, you can see that Australia's up to their full income at 7. FEC at 14. The Americans managed a roll of 6. They didn't get the $5 bonus because the Allies declared war on Germany instead of the other way around. So, the Americans lost out on $5 increase, but the French managed to save 5 infantry and artillery, a fighter, and a medium bomber. So I think that's a fair trade. Let's see what else is going to happen here. France is at full income. Japan is up in Japan, Germany, and the British are all up at 28 even. We've had a few check increases here. Because it's July 39, we're allowed to go past stage 2 into stage 3. These were the ones successful. There was a couple that were attempted, including the free tech roll that Russia gets from the pact. And there's one other thing I forgot to show you on the map. Let's rip over here. So the British would have controlled Belgium, but by declaring war, they're gaining an extra $1 from Belgium. And they're also gaining $2 extra out of Poland, one for Warsaw and one for East Poland. So it worked out in their favor in the long run. So that's the big turn. It's been pretty busy. I didn't want to show you all the little piddly rolling because I had 2 or 3 rounds and little battles where nobody got hit, and that's long and boring to watch. But last thing we got here, turn 7's complete, July 39. Next turn will be turn 8, January 1940. All right, see you later.